Hey everyone, Charnie here with Great Expectations Realty. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving Day and I hope your holiday season is going great. As for me, my Thanksgiving was really nice. I spent it with some families, especially in-laws, and it was nice. What can I say? We ate a lot of turkey. I think this is the only time during the year that I really eat turkey. Otherwise, it has to be made like Haitian made. That's another video right here. So yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoyed it and I enjoyed the side dishes. It was nice. But anyway, I wanted to make a video today about houses that are listed for sale and going expired in this market. Some sellers want to know why the houses are not selling in a seller's market. And I'm going to give you some example as to why that may have happened. All right, so the topic I wanted to talk about, like I said before, is about why a property is not selling right now and it's a seller's market. Sometimes it could just be that you have the wrong agent. And by that, I mean an agent who doesn't communicate well with other agents, and who's going to suffer? You, the seller. I have a good example for that. 2 weeks ago, I really wanted to look at a house for my buyers. My buyers are pre-approved, conventional, and everything. And there is this house that they saw that is exactly what they are looking for. But I need to see the house first because my buyers are not local, and I typically would go and do a virtual tour with them while they look on the camera, and I record a video so they can watch it over again and all of that. And I messaged the agent. She didn't answer. I sent her an email. My email was never read. Then the next day, I think I texted her as well. She answered me and said she would get back to me, but I ended up having to call the agent. And then when I called her, she told me, well, there is a tenant in that house. I'm going to work it out with the tenant so you can look at it. Okay, great. And she told me, I'll get back to you. Never heard back from her. I let some days pass. I got back in touch with her again, and I tried to get her to give me a date or something. Give me something. I mean, I live close by where the property is, so I'm very flexible about looking at the house. Time is not an issue for me. Day is not an issue for me. I would look at it any day that they could make it work. She never got back to me. And then I tried calling her again. She gave me the same answer. And at some point, she didn't even know who I was, which was which was very strange because I was waiting on her response, but she didn't know who I was. It was the same person, and we talked before. And I went through the whole thing again. I would like to go and look at the house, blah, blah, blah. And she gave me the same answer again. I will get back to you, etc., etc. I never heard back. And I'm sure during this whole time, the seller is thinking that this agent is trying to sell the house. And what I'm thinking is that the agent probably has other things going on. At some point, I think she was traveling. She's not from Ocala or the county at all. She's from like a whole different county. It's a mess. Okay. And the holidays Thanksgiving Day was not here yet when I was trying to do this. That was like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and I could never get to see the house, which was unfortunate because I have a pre-approved buyer. I have a conventional loan, which in the notes it says that's the only loan the house can go for. I have that. I have everything that the seller needs to sell this house. I have a buyer, but then their agent is just not communicating with me as an agent. So I left it alone. So today, something told me to check out that, and I just wanted to see what happened to the listing. Like if it went pending, maybe that's why she never responded to me. And y'all, would you believe that listing went expired? Okay, it was expired. And I know I could go like behind her and, you know, get the listing, I can do that, because like it's for grabs at this point, and the sellers already know for a fact that the sellers want to sell, right? So I could do that and get the listing and also get the buyer. I could do that. But you know what, per courtesy, I still message her. At this point, I have a cell phone and everything, because we've been texting, messaging, talking. And I text message her. I say, hey, I realize your listing went expired. Do you think your seller still want to sell? I'm still interested in looking at this house. She had no idea where I was again. So she's not. This is not somebody who's old. And by old, I mean like someone who's losing their memory or something. It's a young person, much younger than me, because I know how she looks like, because I've seen her pictures and whatnot in something else. I don't know. Yeah, she never answered me. And then when she did, she didn't know who I was. She was like, hi, like, are you an agent trying to buy for your buyer, or are you the buyer? I said, well, I'm an agent. We've been communicating for the past 3 weeks. I have a buyer. I'm trying to look at the house. Can I look at it? I'm still interested to look at it for my buyer, because my buyer is really stuck on this house. So, and I think that was the last time I heard from her again today. And that was earlier today. Earlier this afternoon. I mean, it hurts trying to deal with someone who's, you know, I don't know what's going on. Maybe real estate is her side hustle, and she has like a main hustle. I mean, I even got very curious, and I went and looked at her online, and maybe that's her side hustle. That's all I can say. And that's not her main hustle, and she's not very focused on that right now. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was in the office, and another realtor, you know, my coworker, she was trying to get in touch with an agent about a property. And when she sent a message to that agent, the agent responded that, this is not my main worry right now. I have other things to do. I think the agent said, I have a call center I'm trying to put together. So this is not my main worry right now. If you want, write a contract, send it to me, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Like, this is true. This is a true story. And I think my coworker just moved on and just buy something else. So who lost here? The seller lost. The agent didn't lose anything. They have other things going on, and selling that property is really not their priority. So maybe when you have a listing, you want to give it to an agent who is a full-time agent, or even if the agent is a part-time agent, but an agent who cares about what they do. I think you can tell by you know, how the consultation went before you give them that listing. So that's number one. Make sure you give your listing to the right agent, an agent who can communicate. Look and see if the agent has any reviews at all. And sometimes not having reviews doesn't mean it's a bad agent, but I don't know, use your discernment, whatever you want to call it, so you can hire the right agent. And the other reason is this. The other reason could be that your listing is overpriced. Sometimes a property being overpriced is not always the agent's fault. I've been there and I've done that. Sometimes, you know, you tell the seller, this is the price I think your property should be listed at. But, you know, of course, every seller thinks their property is the best and should be sold for the most money. But that we don't just come up with the price of the properties. Actually, as agents, or for me, or how my broker trained me, you don't just come up with a number out of thin air. You know, you have to sit down, you run reports, you look at other houses that were sold in the neighborhood. What did those houses look like? What did they have to offer? Houses that are true comparables to your house, and then we come up with a price that makes sense. We don't just say, oh yeah, I think your house looks nice, let's list it for $300,000. That's not how it works. And if a house down the road was sold for $300,000 with a pool, you cannot expect yours to be sold for $300,000 without a pool, without anything done to it. If the house down the road was sold for $275,000, but they redid the kitchen, they redid the floors, they painted it, they do all kind of stuff, you cannot expect yours that have damaged walls and damaged floors to be sold for $275,000 as well. So as an agent, when you call me, I would either tell you what you can do to up the value of your home, or we can list it at a price point where it would still sell, where you would be still okay with what you walk away with, but also that the buyers would be interested in your listing for the price point. Because let's say your house, you know, look bad, like you already move out of your home, and while moving you broke a few things, the carpet wasn't cleaned, or the carpet is old, like your house, let's say your house is 20 years old and the carpet is 20 years old, and the carpet looks really bad, you don't have new floors, and parts of your floor is like, I don't know, broken, pulling off, or bad wood flooring or something, and you didn't fix any of those, as your agent, I'm either going to tell you, hey, I think you should definitely fix those things before we list the house for X amount that you want me to list it for, or we can price it at a price where we know we're going to factor in those things that need to be done in the house, where a buyer would still be interested and feel like they're getting some kind of value for the money that they are going to spend, and then they will be able to fix what needs to be fixed in the house. Okay, so you can't want top dollar for your home if you're not willing to make any repair. If, let's say your roof is 20 years old, right? Even if you are going to stay in the house here in Florida, once your roof is getting to like 20 years old, your insurance company is going to come anyway and ask you to remove and to replace the roof. So if you're going to list your house on the market with a 20-year-old roof, I can tell you right now, unless someone comes with cash and they make you an offer that's going to be lower than what you want, you will not sell the house, because anyone with a loan coming in will not be able to close on a house with a 20-year-old roof on it, because they will not be able to get insurance on the house. So as your realtor, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you, hey, I think you should put on a new roof, or we can say in the listing that the seller is willing to put on a new roof before closing, or something like that. Or if you don't want to put on a new roof, this decreases the pool of buyers that you are going to have drastically. Forget FHA, forget VA, because these two, you have to have your roof done before you go through with anything. So let's say now the pool of your buyers is significantly reduced. Of course, your house is going to stay on the market. It's not gonna sell because the roof is old, and you know the kitchen is 30 years old, and you price it as the house that had all kind of updates that's like down the road. So, you know, I think these things are like, you know, common sense. And if someone doesn't really know how the market works and how the listing process goes, it's good to hire an agent that you trust and that will explain to you exactly how it is. Now, I know there are some sellers that are really stubborn and they don't want to listen. They want to sell their house for top dollar as the other home down the street that was completely remodeled for the same money, when they don't, you know, they didn't do any work in theirs. But sadly, it doesn't work that way. So let's say your home, you know, is listed and is overpriced, it's going to stay on the market as well. So those are two main reasons that I think, you know, that your home may be on the market and it's not is not selling, and it's gone expired because your agent is just you just hired the wrong agent who's not communicating well, and your house is overpriced. And maybe a third, I could say, your house is not staged well. So it's really all up into everything I just talked about. So if your house, like you're showing the house with like a musty, dirty carpet, and the appliances that are coming with the house, for example, you have spaghetti sauce in your microwave, your oven is still look like, oh no, I've seen it all. Okay, if you want to sell your house as is, just like that, then that's something else. Expect lower offers, because that's just how that works. But if you want your house to sell fast, stage your house in the way it should be staged to be sold fast, and price it right. Because remember, we as agents, we don't get paid unless your house sold. And the more money your house is sold for, the better it is for all parties involved. So, well, except for the buyer. So there is no reason why I should be forcing you to list your house lower, when possibly I would make a bigger commission if your house is sold for more. So if I'm telling you that your house should list for less, trust me, I have your best interest in mind. But that's not always easy to explain or convey to the sellers, especially when they are a little stubborn. But anyway, so yeah, those are the reasons why. And make sure when you're giving your listing to an agent, make sure it is the right agent. Make sure the agent will work for you, for your house to get sold. And make sure that you have a consultation with the agent, and the agent knows what they are talking about. They bring you comparables, and this is how much they were sold, this is what they have, and this is what you don't have, and I think we should deduct this and that from that price, and then this is what your house should be listed for. I love numbers. Numbers don't lie. My background is in accounting. I am by trade an accountant, and numbers don't lie. 1 + 1 is 2. There is no going around it. So if a house had a pool, yours don't have a pool, but you have exactly the same everything else, it's easy to price your house. If the other house has brand new floors, brand new kitchen, brand new bathrooms, those are selling points for a house, and yours don't have it, it really shouldn't be that hard to price yours. And there is no reason why we should be overpricing it to the point where no one wants to even present an offer, because it's just ridiculous. Yeah, so yeah, that's all I had to say. Have a good and happy holidays. Merry Christmas if you celebrate, or whatever else you celebrate. I don't know all of them, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. I will talk to you guys later. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and remember, if you need my services, my contact information will be in the description of the video. I am with Great Expectations Realty, and I can help you with whatever you want. And if you have a house that you would like to list for sale, feel free to give me a call on my cell number, which will be in the description of the video, and I will be more than happy to do a free market analysis for you to tell you exactly how much your house is worth right now, all of that for free. Let's say you don't want to list it with me, you get to keep it for free. I'm not going to charge you. So yeah, have a good holiday season, guys, and I'll talk to you guys later. This is for real now.